So the first thing I want to talk to you about is a kind of intelligence. And, I was getting my master's degree. I always did okay in school, but I didn't apply myself. Nothing like the kids did. I always thought they wasted energy with all the A's they would get all the time. But I was solid with B's, and I had nightmares about learning stuff that I knew didn't matter because somebody was going to put a stamp on, you did good, or you're smart, or you're dumb, right? So, like when I couldn't read in first grade, everybody else could read. It was like I was like, maybe I'm just dumb. I don't know. But as I got through college, I just get anxiety. It wasn't anxiety. It was just scared. Wake up, shock. Cold chills when I missed a class. So when I got involved in my first network marketing company, and they said you don't have to have grades or you don't have to have a degree, I was like, I'm quitting. All I need is one person, and that did help that they were rich. They were like, you can get rich without getting that master's degree. I was like, I'm out. Man, I'm done. Because the sooner I could get away from it, the better. And so, most people, you think about intelligence, you think about things like, if Europe, we always joke around about, some people think Europe is one country. And then some people think it's three countries. And then they try to name a country. And then we got into the United Kingdom problem. We're like, I thought United Kingdom was a country. And then they're like, no, we'll figure it out. Is it? Do you know? Three? The United Kingdom. Davies, what's up with it? Scotland, Wales, and who? Three of them. And so, I was trying to look up what time it was in Europe. No, the United Kingdom. And I was like, I don't even know what country in the United Kingdom. Because I got a friend over there and he said, I'm in SA, United Kingdom. So I put on my thing, United Kingdom. They don't exist. On the watch thing, I was like, I had to Google countries in the United Kingdom. And I think it's London. Huh? England. Yeah, London, England. And I got it. So, that's usually what people think about as intelligence. Do you know the countries? Do you know how to do crazy algebra and math? And, one of my favorite speakers of all time and educators of all time is Brian Tracy. And I was reading in one of his Gold's book, and it was said that intelligence is taking a step in the direction that you want to go. So I got into this hot and heavy in D.C. And the reason I got excited about it is because this lady, Naija showed up, and she had two cutest little kids. And I was like, nice to meet them. And I was like, hey, can I tell your kids something? And she said, sure, light them up. So everybody was there, but I ended up talking to the kids for the next, 35 or 45 minutes about this. And I was like, this would be so huge, I think, for a lot of people. You can tell me later, you can text me and go like, yeah, whatever. Or maybe this hits home to you. So I want to kind of draw it out. Hopefully draw it out and show you what it looks like. I'm not all the greatest artist in the world. Can y'all see this yet? You will shortly, I think. Yeah, I drew that. What? All right. So if this is where you are now, and this is where you want to be 5 years from now. The best way to get from here to there is a straight line. Now, we know there's going to be craziness going on in the line, but the first thing is knowing that this is where you want to get to. So the first thing of intelligence is deciding where you want to go, who you want to be, what you want to do 5 years from now. So, Kenzie, 23 years old, you're going to be 28 years old in 5 years from now. Now that's quick math, right? Like, duh. The crazy thing is that you only have 5 years between now and then. Like, there's not more. You don't get any more. So the one thing you have that you don't want to waste is time. So any step you take that takes you toward this destination is an intelligent step. Any step away from where you're going is a dumb step. So by definition, if what you're doing this split second, you got seconds. So every second, if you're doing something getting you to where you want to go, that is intelligence. So I read that, I was like, I just felt so much better about my intellect, like, because I don't have to know everything in the world. The biggest thing I need to know is where I'm going. So the best way that I have ever heard to get there is to find somebody that has been there and them tell you how to get there. The only problem with that, you have to trust another human being. Like, if I get up here, I'm going to do my best. I've got several things I'll share with you. We've got some great speakers, great trainers. They're going to tell you exactly how to do it. And I hope you just go like, got it. But 99% of the people don't say, got it. But I tell you who they do think is telling the truth, that's themselves. So, Jeff, if you tell yourself, you say, hey, this is the right thing to do, you're 100 times more going to believe it than if I tell you it's the right thing to do. Okay? So each one of you need to figure out how that you get inside your own head 5 years from now. So think about 5 years from now who you want to be, and basically act like you're that person. Like okay, I've got a jet. I'm making $2 million a year. I'm married. I got children. You just walk through exactly what you want 5 years from now, whatever it is. I don't get into my every time when you get talking, you start thinking about yourself, not others, because you're going like. I'm going like, what do I need to do? Like, one of the things I want to do is be able to travel with grandkids. That's right. And like, who knows how old I'm going to be when that happens, right? So walking. So like I walk a lot. And the biggest thing I walk is thinking that one day I'm going to be walking with them through the jungle or through the bush in Africa and showing them stuff. And going out on boats, and so I want to be there. So in 5 years or whatever it is, or 3 years or 10 years, I'm thinking I've got to be there. So then I'm telling myself, get your butt out and exercise, stretch. I'm going to stretch labs on Tuesday. I'm fired up. Y'all old me again, stretch labs. Haven't heard about that yet? One of my old buddies was like, dude, you got to do it. I was like, bro, I feel like I'm like this right here. He's like, you are. Pilates, stretch lab, walk around. So it's what do you want? I'm looking at you, Blake, going, how do you like? 38. So you're going to be 43 like that. You want to talk to somebody you believe and trust? You at 43 years old. So you are talking to you. You're talking to you saying, all right, you need to have more money than you have now. So you are saying, because if I go, you better do this, you're like, don't tell me what to do, right? But if you point that finger at you and start with that attitude, I'm telling you, someone gonna go to the ass whooping, you gotta do something now. I'm gonna go to your head. So if you can figure out how to start talking to yourself, whether 5 years is a good time frame, a good long-term goal, 5 years. If I'm up here, if I start talking to you, it just ain't gonna go nowhere. Okay. So an intelligence trait is knowing what you want. Okay, do you want to go partner? Okay. What time frame? 2 years, 5 years? Whatever the time frame is, Brandon, every single thing needs to be focused on getting that. Now, you say, well, I'd like to stay married. There you go. Well, then there's another thing you got to do, right? So you're on this timeline. There's certain things, like I can't even remember what you were asking me about taking her somewhere, and I was like, go. And you're like, I said, I'm telling you, you better go. Just because she wants to go bad, and I know you're trying to build your business, but it's another discussion. So if you can have that conversation with you on the same area, should you take her on that trip that she's freaking out wanting to go on, you say, if we're going to get to where we're going 5 years now, I got to do it. It's tracking. So I was playing around with this, and this is not Brian Tracy's, but sometimes it's some people that seem to be more talented, but pretty much and you think it's almost a downhill, like a downhill walk, easy to get there. Or if you feel like you're an underdog and it's an uphill walk, you have to scratch harder. So I like the underdog thing for myself. I like to work with people that I think are not going to have to fight as much. But when I look at myself, I always think it's going to be a mess. Though you're a nightmare. You got all kinds of problems and the way you talk and think and stuff. So to me, but if you look at it, it's the exact same distance and it's the exact same line that anybody else has to go on. And it's our perception that this person can't make it and this person can, or it's going to be easier for this person. But it's the same junk they got to go through. It's the same nightmare or the same problems, the same headaches that they got to go through that you have to go through. But you or they have to make that decision. Now, there's going to be good things happen, and that's when, we say people they get excited to have a party. And, I'm all about party and celebration, right? But there's this morning we got to go. Right? It ain't a party, recover, because what happens is you're up here, you're floating around, and what happens is, if the line looks like this, like that, you can see how in 5 years, you've only went this far, so 5 years runs out here, and you've not accomplished your goals. There's too much movement away from what you're trying to accomplish. Think about baseball players. I like when they strike out or a team gets beat by blown out 40 points in football, and the next game they come back. And if you've not played, if you don't know this feeling, but you think you're going to win, like you don't think, you know you're going to win. So, or great teams do. I've always thought we was going to win. I don't know, just thought we'd get lucky and win. Even if the team was 10 times better, I bet. Sorry, we'll get lucky. Or if a baseball player strikes out, he don't go sit down and cry and not go up the next time. You with me? So there's depression going down. We'll start this up. What's that? Can I do anything different so I can draw? So I have to go over here. Follow what I'm saying? I'm always lying about something. Thank you. Lord have mercy. Okay, who spoke up?
Rojas!
Thank you. Lord have mercy. Okay, so you go down and decide not to hit the ball, not to get up and back. You gotta be kidding. You gotta get right back up and go for it. Like you get down, you gotta come back up. If I would, Jessica had a thing, she's like, she's been killing on social media, but she was like, give me a question. No, she said, here's my question for you. What do you think most successful in business? What do you think? And my deal is this right here. This is going to happen. Down jump is going to happen. It's getting back up quickly and not taking it personal, not staying down. Get your butt back in here, get back up again. So now, as you start thinking, what do I want? What do I want? Then that did just go in and out, didn't it? Everything here is how. So how do I get what I want? Okay? So a lot of people really want to, they don't start with what do I got to do or what's next or how do I get leads. They start talking like, here's my situation. So they start telling a story, and I'm sitting there going like, I need for you to move over here, and what you're doing is you're going in circles telling me stories about your situation. Like, I certainly get it, whether it's family or marriage or how about the people that think that my philosophy is like not a good one? I'm like, it really don't matter as much as whether you get some leads and start selling. It's just like you're complicating the snot out of it. What we're getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to tell you exactly how to do it, and you're talking. All right. So down here, kill yourself. You got me. You got Mike Levitovich. You got Noel Levitovich. You got Jane Albright, and you got you. This thing's complicated. It don't show the whole piece of paper either. Am I pointing out the obvious? I'm real good at that. I'm intelligent when it comes to pointing out the obvious. Okay, so here's what I'm telling you. When you're down in here and you're thinking about killing yourself, call you 5 years from now and say, what do you think? Think about shooting yourself? You hear yourself be like, hey, you ought to suffocate. It's a whole lot less painful. Hey, you ought to at least get in the car and turn on and get that exhaust thing going. I heard you can just pass right, slam out. I heard you would shoot yourself, it hurts. Then what if you miss, slightly miss, and live? Or you might say to yourself, don't do that. You might get lucky next week. Something good might happen. And you calm down. Or call me, call Noel. Don't call Spencer. He told me what he'd say. I bet you will do it. We were trying to give Meredith some advice. She coaches people that have mental challenges. True that? Call somebody who likes you and wants you to win. Like typically, like your upline, like they haven't recruited you, finally got you through class. How many times did it take? 6, 7 times, finally got you through. started and sold one out and anything like killing himself. And like, all that work we did. Don't call somebody that don't like you. That's what people do. They call people, ask them about their insurance business, or about to sell. What am I supposed to do? And they're calling some ding dong head when you should be calling somebody that cares and wants you to win, wants you to succeed. Up here, be careful about that party in the naked. They'll film you. Post it. You don't want all that happening. Okay. So, So, I would say this is your pretty face. This right here, this 6 inches right here is the hardest part. So what I'm talking about here is the thinking part. That's the intelligence part, where I say you don't have to be that smart, but you kind of do have to be a genius. Like I say, I have said this so many times, and I'm gonna look at Spencer when I'm saying it, because I really, really care about it. If you want to get there quicker, you have to do things quicker. Okay? So, for example, Joe, getting ready to get here. We're getting packed, right? And I'm doing what I'm always doing. I'm recruiting. I'm a Texas dude. And, valedictorian NC State, good looking, Campbell Law University graduate. And my buddy says this guy's looking for a change. And I knew it. I had met him 2 weeks ago, so I get him on the phone. I'm packing, and Jane is going, she's not being mean. She's just letting me know. Like TikTok, the driver's coming. I'm recruiting this boy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, you need to be in Dallas. And so I had to tell him, I had to pitch him on what we do and coming to Dallas. And I didn't get it. Like we thought we had it. Me and Patrick and Hannah, we thought we had him. In the last minute, he said, I just cannot get a flight the next time. I can't drop everything in my life. On the other hand, the other kid I was talking to, let's see that one, the day before that is here in the audience. What's his name? It's not Riley. Riley I talked to this week. Enzo? Who is it, Patrick? Enzo. I'm on the phone with him. He's in San Antonio. That was yesterday, day before, and he's here. But if I'd have waited, I talked to him yesterday. Yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah, in the airport. I walk into the airport on the phone, or I had him on the phone first. No, we were riding in. We were in a car because David was driving us. I'm in the car talking to him. I was like, can you FaceTime? Because I wanted to, see it's a jet. And then I had to go to the bathroom, so I just handed the phone to Spencer. I was like, recruit him. And so Spencer takes the phone and works on him, and he's here. True that? Is it that kid? That was Jordan. But here's the thing. It's Enzo, it's Jordan, and it's Carr. Carr is the other guy. This week. So if you're going to get there quicker, you got to get there quicker. In other words, if I'm trying to get to $1 million a month sooner, then I got to get people to this meeting sooner. Like the urgency, I call it the intelligent urgency. We're not, if you spread those recruits out, the thing of what I'm saying is if I'm making $1 million a month, and you're making $1 million every 10 years. It's the same amount of money. It is. It is still $1 million if you make it over 10 years. It's just not as fun as if you do $1 million a month. He'd be like, I don't believe you. I'm telling you, do it one time. You'd be like, I could buy a Ferrari this month. I could buy two. Or I could wait and buy one next month and put that money, that $1 million in the bank. So, but if you want to get to the point where you're making $1 million quicker, then you've got to get the recruits quicker. Okay? So, it is interesting when you're around my staff, because we'll be at a meeting and somebody will come and they'll start asking a question, and it's just like, they can see me just, I'm cringing, going, how are you taking so long to get this done? Like, for example, this is every time we were in Fort Lauderdale, there's a lady in here that just came up to me and she said, see, you paid for my license and I already got hers, she's already licensed, so you got 2 for the price of 1. I was saying, I don't have 100 for the price of 1, because you're going to build them. But here's what happened. The reason I paid for it, she kept talking about going to take it Friday, Wednesday. What's today? Today's Friday. So she was going to take it like next Friday. And I was like, take it Monday. And she's like, I was like, I tell you what, fail it Monday, and I'll pay for you to take it Tuesday. But if you pass it on Monday, I'm out. And she was like, she's thinking like y'all are some y'all think she's like, what's your name? Holler your name out. Is it Susan? Yeah, that's her right there. And she, so she said, all right, I'll do it. And she signed up, took the test. Now she's got a story to tell, and she got licensed a week quicker. Then I think she failed it on Monday and took it on Tuesday. I think I didn't pay for it Tuesday. But Tuesday instead of Friday. She can tell you the exact details. All I'm telling you is, it's urgency. We were on another meeting, I kept every single, it was like, when are you going to take the test? And it was, I think this was a Wednesday we're doing a meeting, and everybody wanted to take it next week. And I was like, Friday. You should take it Friday. And just kept on, Friday. And I finally got this thing Friday. I go to the next one, and I go next Wednesday. I'm looking at them like, did you not just hear me talk this person into taking it Friday? Do I have to go through talking to you Friday? And they're like, I said, all right, here we go. Can you take it Friday? I guess I could. I said, all right, is anybody else thinking about taking it next week? And one lady raised her hand. She said, I'd change mine to Friday. You ain't going to give me all that junk. She's here too. She's here with her husband. I said, she come on to me. She was like, she wouldn't come in here either. Listen to this. Because she took her, I think I understood her, it's because she took the test and passed it, she is here. Because if she hadn't passed it, she wouldn't come here. Where you at? Is that you? You stood up twice. Give her some recognition. So the intelligence I'm talking about is speed and urgency. And I say this about me, and then I'm going to say it about Brown Adams, is I get back to people quickly. And yet I see people that have tiny businesses, they must have big lives or something, because their business is tiny, and it takes them a day or 6 hours or the next day to get back on text. And I'm like, oh my God, how do you ever get anything? Because everything gets put out. And I was talking to Tess Grace, Senior VP, last night. We had dinner, and she said, Brian is just amazing. I said, he's unbelievable. And she was like, I text him about something we asked him to do. He was like, absolutely, we'll do it. She said, like within minutes. I said, yeah, I know. That's him. Just the urgency is unbelievable in that guy. Now, when he wants to do something like touring us around the office the other day, I was astounded that he did it, but his attention to detail and how much he loves it is amazing. But his urgency on everything is just unbelievable. Okay, so this is the kind of intelligence that I'm talking about. Now, some people are really intelligent at excuses. Who was it? Was it Paul? Something said to me, excuses only satisfy those that make them. Excuses only satisfy those that make them. And I love it when people say, it's not an excuse, it's a reason. I go like, well, if it worked, as in it succeeded in keeping you from doing what you were supposed to do, like be at the meeting or come to this convention, then it was a successful excuse. And they get all into the argument. I go, leave nothing to care. It's not my life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to argue with you. So that's where if you get one talking to you and saying, you don't come up with a successful excuse. You don't come up with a reason. So if that, the power of this person up here, the you talking to you about not making up excuses. It's that thing where have you talked yourself up into getting an insurance policy on yourself? So it's that same conversation where this you is telling you, and then you're like, but, and then this you's got to win. This one's got to win. You've got to give up to this. You don't have to. I get it that you don't want to give up to me, but is it possible that you would give up to you, convincing yourself not to make excuses?